Good morning. It's the Kevin McCullough Show. We're glad you're with us. No matter where you're waking up this morning, that's a shot right there of 46th and 7th in New York. And just another busy day in New York it's going to be today. Actually, as busy as August gets. The island of Manhattan is actually quite a fun place to be in August if it's not too hot, because there are not a lot of people in the city. A lot of people have gone off and they're getting that last gasp of vacation before, September kicks in. And all of the fun reasons that the city should be the city kick back in the fall. And we've got some exciting things coming up. And I just want to take this second to let you know, if you've not made plans to join us on August the 31st, if you're on vacation on August the 31st, come back from vacation just to be by the show that morning. If you're out of town and you can't get back, set the DVR so that you don't miss August 31st. Because if you miss August the 31st, you will kick yourself for weeks. August the 31st, be by your television, be by your radio on this, but wherever you're listening to this broadcast right now, you come back August 31st. Because it is of extreme importance that you be here. Thank you for getting up with us. Thank you for the increasing number of people that you continue to tell about the show. You know, you can get it on demand, on command, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thebingethinker.com. Just check the little sidebar box there. And under the Kevin McCullough Show sign, you can get it right there. And, yeah, just any on demand, on command, anytime, 24 hours a day. You can watch this at your leisure. When it's convenient for you, or just put it on and listen while you go about doing the rest of your... I get a lot of letters from people saying, Kev, I sleep in a little. I don't get up quite as early as the show starts, but I know that I can go to the website, turn it on, start doing my chores around the house, and I've got 2 hours of great talk radio, in essence, to listen to, even if I'm not watching every second on screen. So however you use the content, we're just happy that you're engaged in the act of becoming a binge thinker. TheBingeThinker.com is where you can do that. TheBingeThinker.com, and check us out. August 31st, be by your TV, your radio, the internet, wherever you have to be there. August the 31st. Hugely important announcement coming on August the 31st. All right, what do we do on the Kevin McCullough Show? Glad you asked. 3 things every day: God, life, and news. We talk about God because He's the source, the wellspring, the foundation, the origin, the beginning of everything that's true. Programmers through the years have tried to tell me, you shouldn't talk about God so much. I say, on that. Look, if I'm going to give you a philosophical way of thinking and seeing the world, it's got to be based on truth. So if we're going to build worldviews off of truth, we got to know what truth is. And that's where God comes in. He's the source of truth, the origin of truth. The beginning of everything that is true is found in Him. He gives us life. That's a gift. So we talk about that gift. We talk about how to do it better. We try to help us think through the dilemmas that we face so that we have some sort of guidance in how we should formulate reactions to things. And then we talk about news, which is really just the interaction of one life bumping into another. I don't know if you've noticed this or not. Humans sometimes don't deal with each other very nicely. It's not every day the boss comes in and says, hey, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. Who wants something? That happens very rarely. So in the event that we don't always treat each other with kindness, it is very important that we know how to react to that bumping into each other. And that's what news is. News is the observation of the bumping into one another, and our reaction to that as people is very, very important. So we hope that the Kevin McCullough Show is one of the most important things that you can interact with on a daily basis, and we hope that you'll tell your friends all about it. And if they want to check it out and not have to wait till the next day's show, tell them to go to TheBingeThinker.com, TheBingeThinker.com, and click on the little box under the Kevin McCullough label, and they can watch the most recent edition. All right, the God Thought starts the show each day. It's the first thing of substance that we discuss. We've been going through the book by Ray Pritchard all this year called He's God and We're Not. It's available at his website, keepbelieving.com. for actually no charge. If you've got a computer and you want to download a PDF version of it, if you've got a Kindle Nook, a Kindle, an Amazon Kindle or a Barnes & Noble Nook, you can get that, and then they've got it for Apple, iPad, iPods, iPod Touches, et cetera, et cetera. You can check out all that, iPhones, et cetera, on keepbelieving.com. That's Ray's website. But it's basically a study of the 7 spiritual laws, and we've been working our way through them this year. We began in January with the law called He's God and We're Not. The second, God doesn't need us, but we desperately need Him. The third, God demands only what He supplies. Number 4, turns the corner, starts to look at our role in this matter and says, what you seek, you find. And we've come to the 5th spiritual law, which is that active faith releases God's power. Active faith releases God's power. Well, if active faith releases God's power, it's really important that we understand what faith is. And so we've spent, I think it's nigh into 3 weeks now, looking at the definition of what faith is, and we do it again today. Ray Pritchett writes, faith is outrageous trust in God. Outrageous trust in God. Outrageous trust helps you build an ark, leave home without knowing your destination, and it sends you to meet Goliath face to face. Let's read this one more time. Faith is outrageous trust in God. Outrageous trust helps you build an ark, leave home without knowing your destination, and it sends you to meet Goliath face to face. This is what faith is, says Ray Pritchett. Just one more example of what faith is. Now, let me break this down a little bit. Why are those examples important? Why is it important to say that outrageous trust in God helps you build an ark? Well, you have to understand, when Noah began to build the ark, it had never rained before. Noah begins to build a boat that is supposed to house the animals and his family and all who would hear the message of God, that as they were going in, there would be a flood, and those that were in the ark would survive. Noah was mocked, laughed at, heaping stacks of scorn upon, ridiculed ridiculously. But Noah in his heart knew that God had called him to do this and knew that God was there. And so it was in the physical realm, all of these people shouting these negative things at him, trying to bring him down, trying to tear him down, saying to him, you can't do it, this can't be done, you're foolish for believing this, there is no God, whatever the situation may be. True story, just a few days ago, a guy by the name of Tier 1 or something like that on Twitter started following my Twitter. Turns out he describes himself, I guess it's a he, as a warlock of the Church of Satan. He has regularly, in the last several days, sent violently disturbing missives saying that there is no such thing as God. This whole thing I talk about in the God thought is a figment of my imagination, that people that listen to this broadcast are deceiving themselves, says the warlock of the Church of Satan. There's an intentional desire to tear down the outrageous trust that I put in God. Noah, same thing for him. Actual forces trying to get him to not believe that which he believed. But Ray doesn't leave it there. He says, leaving home without knowing your destination. You know who did that? That was Abraham. He was told, this isn't the land I've got for you. You've got to pick up, you've got to move, you've got to go over there. And he didn't know where there was. God was saying, you just follow me and I'll let you know when we've arrived. And can you imagine the conversation that went home that night after work? Hi, sweetie. Yes. How are you, dear? I'm fine. God says we got to just like pack up and go. Oh, really? I know that phrase, oh, really, because the lovely bride uses it with me a lot. Oh, really? And then she probably followed up with, where is he sending us? Well, I don't know. We're just supposed to go. How will we know when we get there? I'm not sure. God's just telling us that we're supposed to do this. I'm sure the conversation went something like that. Finally, Ray says, and it sends you to meet Goliath. What did Goliath represent to David? Goliath wasn't just a huge, imposing figure that had never been defeated in battle. Goliath was the bulwark, the strong man, the soldier that all of the opposition to God's people looked to and trusted. And he was powerful, and in human terms, he looked undefeatable. Outrageous trust in God allows us to meet such enemies face to face. I don't know where you're at, friend, today in your walk of faith. I don't know if you have outrageous trust. But one element to what faith is being able to trust that God in such an outrageous way that you see your enemies face to face. You can go knowing that trusting him is the only thing you need to know to arrive at your destination. And ultimately, that even in the face of great criticism, God will be proven faithful. Kevin McCullough, glad you're with us. Join the God Thought at TheBingeThinker.com. Top of the page. Coming right back.
What heart could hold the weight